Hello, everybody. Welcome to ITA's Facebook Live. My name is Robert. I'm an admissions advisor here at ITA, and today we're going to be talking about teaching abroad as a couple. This is something that's pretty near and dear to my heart because I went and taught in South Korea for a year while my fiance finished her master's degree, and then we both went to Spain and we taught together there. So this is a really cool topic, and we have some great guests to talk about this. So today we're joined by Tim and Ashley.
Hello.
They are teaching in South Korea, and we're going to dive into some questions for these guys. All right. So number one, I'll start with Tim, and then you guys can just kind of add on as we go. Tell us about yourselves. Where are you from? What were you doing before coming to Korea, and what did you get your degree in?
Perfect. So I'm Tim Unebu. Annyeong haseyo. That means hello in Korean. You gotta learn that. I am from Vancouver, Canada, British Columbia, and I last lived in a place called Kamloops, BC, and I went to a university in Canada called Thompson Rivers University, great university, go Wolfpack, and I am 31 years old, so 31 years young, and I got my degree in social work. That's a little bit about me, and I enjoy sports.
So same as Tim. I'm from British Columbia, so I'm from a smaller city called Kamloops, where we were living before coming to South Korea. I took the social work program with Tim, and that's how we met. And yeah, we decided to come to South Korea.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I see some people are just joining us. So for today's topic, we're talking about teaching abroad as a couple with Tim and Ashley. So the second question we're going to jump into is, what made you both want to leave Canada, or Canada, as I like to say, and what decided to go together?
Yeah.
We've been out of university for about 5 years now. So we were both working full-time jobs. We still have some student loan debt, and so we actually have a couple friends who have taught abroad in different countries, so that kind of triggered the thought, like, hey, maybe we want to go and do this. So we looked into it, and we thought, why not? You know, we are still young, so we can go have this really cool experience abroad and hopefully pay off our student loan debt. So, and South Korea offers that opportunity.
Yeah. Well, as well as my brother is teaching abroad in actually Dubai currently right now. And I went and visited him in his school, and I just saw that I have the same passion as him, being a basketball coach back in Canada as well. Teaching comes naturally with coaching. And I just saw the joy that the kids had with my brother teaching them the English language, the one that we were born with. We're very lucky, because English is a hard language to learn. So it was a challenge there. So going abroad enticed me to go there and have a new challenge, because staying at home in Canada, although I love Canada, the best country in the world, go Canada, we thought that going to South Korea would be a great challenge and a next step in our lives, as well as, like you said, a great way to focus and hunker down if you're trying to save for the future, and also to eliminate those very taxing student loan debts as well.
Yeah, that was a great answer. I was definitely in the same boat with student loans, and South Korea is a godsend when it comes to your ability to save money.
Yeah.
So I heard that you guys took the online TEFL course. Is that correct?
Yes, we did.
Beautiful. Did you add anything onto that afterwards? Like, did you do the Young Learners Business English modules as well?
Yes. Yeah, we did both of them, actually. We did the Young Learners one as well as the business one. I thought they're very beneficial. I know they're just 10 hours long each, 10 hours each long. So I think the online course is 170 hours. And then if you want to do the complete, 190 hours. And I think it was very beneficial even coming to South Korea. I know when you're doing the course, it's very tiring and you just want to be done. But just to do those extra hours, even though I can't even remember doing them now, so that's a good thing. But coming here, you meet so many different people in the different walks of life, whether they're in high school, elementary, if they are doctors, or if they are in some sort of business situation. The terms that you learn in the ITA young learners or business learners are very beneficial, because you can start to see how it is working abroad, especially in Korea. Yeah, so they're very beneficial. Yeah.
Awesome. So we'll kick this one straight to Ashley, and then Tim can add on. What drew you both to Korea? What was it about that beautiful country?
Well, we researched a lot of different countries. We're going back and forth between China and Korea. And I had a friend actually who taught here. And so I talked to him, and we both have friends who are from here. And so we talked to them, and we just did a lot of research on, okay, what are our goals? What kind of lifestyle do we want? And Korea just kind of matched all the things we wanted, especially like with our main goal being to pay off debt. Korea offers a lot of different perks when you're applying to work in the public schools. So that was a big draw. And now that we're here, and from what we researched before, it's kind of like being at home a lot of the time. So there is that initial culture shock being a non-English speaking country, but it offers a lot of the things that you're used to having at home. So it's kind of a good balance between being at home and being abroad.
Mm-hmm. For me, in Canada, being a multicultural country, I've had a lot of friends that are straight from Korea. And when they came to my high school, they did not know any English. And, I became friends with them. So I saw their challenges and struggles. And just having a friend like me help them out. And now they've been living in Canada for 18 years, and they are citizens of it. And I've had friends on basketball teams that we've imported from Russia, from the States, from UAE, from anywhere around the world, and you come there and you can see how they are trying to be citizens. So you want to, you see that, and also like, I can do it too. If they come to Canada, I can go abroad. So really, South Korea, I've never met someone from South Korea that came to Canada that was mean. They're always a nice people. So I was like, they're probably so friendly, and they talk so highly about it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to South Korea. And when people hear Korea, they think about North Korea or all these negative things. It is the most peaceful country in the world. You leave your cell phone on the street, you come back there 5 days later, and your cell phone will be there with some money and saying, "Have a good day," or something, with a note saying, "Enjoy your time," your cell phone. So it definitely drew me here. And it's such a nice, lush, green country. A lot of different mountains. So it's awesome for outdoor people as well.
Yeah. And a lot of our family was worried, especially there was lots of talks between United States and North Korea, and I had family members like, please don't go there. Once you're actually living here, nobody talks about it. It's not a thing you really think about. But I feel safer here most days than I do at home. So,
yes, definitely.
Man, you guys are making me miss Korea. So, yeah, I just might. So there are a few different routes that you can take to get to South Korea to go teach abroad. So can you tell me a bit about the program that you went through to get there?
Sure.
Yeah, so like I said, I had a friend who taught in South Korea, and he recommended I use a recruiter through Korean Horizons. So I contacted him, and he, we talked about doing the EPIC program, but he also told us about the GOE program. So that program is for a specific province in Korea. And so in talking to him, we decided that this was the way we wanted to go with it. So
going with the GOE, it's exactly the same thing as EPIC. I think EPIC is actually more serious for some reason, and they're more stingy. I know we don't like it, but they're more stingy and they're more serious about it. GOE is province specific. That's what the only difference is. So we are teaching in the Geochang Namdo, and that's what it is. So it has the same contract, same perks, same everything, but literally it's just province specific. So you're going to be placed in that province. and it's more relaxed. So that's what it was, and I'm so happy we took that route for sure.
Awesome. Thank you for that answer. So for those of us who are just joining in, today's topic, we're covering teaching English abroad as a couple. We're joined by Tim and Ashley. So now we're going to move into kind of what your day is like as a teacher. So can you tell us, how are your school days similar or different?
Okay.
I think they're pretty similar.
Very similar.
Yeah, we work 8:30 to 4:30, Monday to Friday.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to work on the weekends. There's never any working later than 4:30. But sometimes you do have staff dinners that you have to go to. If you research Korea, that's a thing here. There's lots of staff dinners.
Yes.
But other than that, yeah, we both teach at three different schools. What else?
Yeah. We live in a smaller rural city actually, and it's only 60,000 people in our city, which is fine because to get from one place in Korea to the other place, you can get there in like 5 hours. So Korea is a small country, so it's not a big deal living in a smaller city because actually once on the weekend you can actually go out. It's like a mini vacation to go to different places. But yeah, so my school days, especially in the morning, you wake up, you go to school, and the kids come in there and they're usually tired because they either had part-time job the previous day or they just had other schools. But like Ashley said, we're similar in a way that we don't work on the weekends. Our contract is 8:30 to 4:30. Other contracts that have private schools, you can work from 1 to 10 p.m. and they make you work on weekends and stuff. So having this GOE contract is so beneficial because whatever is written in that contract is what it is. And that's the difference between other things. And that's such a positive. You go to school, you teach 22 classes. You teach 22 classes a week. So some days you may have 3 classes, 4 classes, 2 classes, but 22 classes a week. Anything after that is overtime. So if you get paid extra if you go into overtime, which they don't do. So that is good. So you have 22 classes. What else? So yeah, so we teach at 3 schools, and each school you get paid extra for. So normally people have 1 school in the city, so we have 3 schools, but we get allowance for each school we go to. So that's similar.
Yeah.
As well as we get an allowance for living in a rural area. So technically, you may start at 2.2 million won. But with the extras added on, you can earn up to 2.45, like we're currently doing. So, yeah, the school days are pretty similar, even though we're at different schools.
Making that extra money never hurts.
Extra cash, my friend. Say hello.
So, do you find working in separate schools to be an advantage or a disadvantage as a couple?
You know what? I wouldn't know teaching at the same school right now would be advantage or disadvantage. I like working with Ashley. I think just because we're in a similar situation. If you work at the same school, we have actually another person that you can talk to. Yeah, a lot of the times you just have your co-teacher that knows English, right? You teach with a co-teacher, and the rest of the teachers will just say hello and smile, and you can't really go into a deep conversation. So you're really just talking to your co-teacher for all day. So having another foreign teacher would probably benefit with working there, as well as it is good to have different schools sometimes because, sometimes you just want to get to work and focus, and you have your own life and she has her own. And then after work, when you go and see each other, then it's like, oh, how was your day? And you can actually debrief. Whereas if you're at school with her and go home with her, you guys might not have anything to talk about because you already know what's going on. So it has its advantages and disadvantages. So our houses and school is pretty close. So I think both of them would be fine. I think.
Awesome.
No, I agree with everything Tim said. Although this last weekend we got the opportunity to work at the local college.
Oh yes, yes.
And we actually got to work in the same building 2 years in a row together. So that was actually kind of a cool experience.
It was fun.
Yeah, and it was fun to have another foreigner. There was another teacher too, English speaker, and so we all were able to like chat, and that's something you kind of miss out on in the public school if you take the public school route. So
Yeah.
Great, that's a great point. So how did you guys feel about the transition moving abroad? Do you think it was easier or a bit more difficult because you guys went together?
I think obviously you're having to plan with someone else, and that can be difficult at times. But being here now, I think that we made the transition a lot easier to have somebody to talk to you about how you're feeling, or just have somebody to always be with, right? Because I think a lot of times some foreigners come to Korea or to any non-English speaking country, and you can feel a bit lonely. So it's nice to always have that other person there for sure.
Definitely the process with someone else is easier. I'm a very outgoing guy, but sometimes my organization, getting prepared, I'm more relaxed. So Ashley is usually on top of things. So it was a lot of her planning and researching, and then myself coming in and just, okay, let's do this. So it did help me out, especially when you have somebody that are in the same situation. We were meant to go earlier. Like I said, I was coaching a basketball team at a high school, so I had a commitment. So we couldn't leave until the end of March because we were in the state championship, and actually we won. Yes, thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you. It's a long time coming. So coming here with her, it's made the transition easier. We're packing together. We're selling our stuff at the house together. We're putting our stuff in the stores together. We're going to go do the visa process together. We are also coming here, and you get the allowance for coming here together. So we actually pool our money together. We are eating dinner together, and it definitely is so much easier because you have two brains to figure out how to communicate, to find apps to make your life easier abroad. Yeah, if you're lonely, you actually have somebody here. So definitely couples or even your best friend coming together at a different place would be prime. And people on Facebook, if you are in your 20s and you finish school and you don't know what you're doing yet, I really recommend this. You can get out of debt free. You can go with your best friend to anywhere in the country. And if you're like me, if I was here with one of my best friends from home for boys, or with Ashley when I was younger, coming here, no matter how hard life would be, it'd be easier because you can joke and debrief about it and also make money. And by the time you're 25 or 24 or 26, whatever, you have this money, then you can go and start your career of what you want to do rather than wasting your time. So I'm telling you, do that. It's not hard. It's awesome. Sorry, this is personally. It's never too late though. Okay, sorry.
No, that's a great point. I'm gonna elaborate a little bit on that. What are your accommodations like? Do you guys have like a bigger place together than other people? Are you living together? What is that situation like?
Because it's through like a government program, you actually have to get married in order to live together. So Tim and I have separate apartments, studio apartments, so they are quite small. One thing in choosing the public school route is you don't actually get to choose the cities that you go to. So when we were deciding to come over here, we made it very clear to our recruiter that we have apartments that are hopefully in the same building, but at least close enough to each other. So that was something we really stressed to our recruiter as like a must. We might not know where we're going, but we need to know that we're going to be close enough to see each other daily. So. And
we are just 5 minutes away from each other walking, and here you get around by bike. So for her, it's 2 minutes because it's downhill, and me, I gotta pedal uphill every day to come see her because she knows she's not coming down to my house. It's great. I think if you have living in one place or something, it'd be an advantage. But sometimes, like I said, having your own place, you get two places, and they're both free because you don't have to pay for accommodation. Having two places is pretty nice. You can, if you need to separate and go and do what you need to do, and she needs to do her things, or we had a tough week, we just want to sleep, and we actually get some rest. Having 2 apartments to go to is awesome. And on the weekends, and we usually then spend more time together. So you get 2 free apartments, more space.
Yeah.
So it's advantage of having close houses for sure.
Beautiful. So we have a question from one of our viewers.
Cool.
Can you tell us about your transition a little bit? Was it easier on one of you than the other? And if so, like, how did you help each other cope?
Oh, so being in Korea?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I would say it was easier for him transitioning into moving abroad. One of our challenges coming here, and I think a lot of foreigners who go through a public school route, is we sign these contracts and we have the same contract, but sometimes the working conditions are different. So in both of us signing up to come over here, we kind of have some different perks, I guess, that we get. So that has been somewhat of a struggle for us sometimes, but
Yeah, so yeah, not a struggle for us, maybe a struggle for her, because sometimes I lucked out. I'm at a high school, so a lot of the high school students, because English is now being implemented in the younger age, more of the younger people are learning English more, and now that English is more kind of popular, the high school students kind of missed out a little bit on the English coming up. So a lot of mine is just having them engaged. So I don't really have any textbooks. So mine is just engaging them with games and some music, and I like sports and hip hop, so a lot of that stuff. Whereas Ashley's at the middle school, so a lot of more of it is the textbook stuff.
more rigid,
Yeah. Like all the textbook. It's all different in different places. So the transition a little bit more difficult for her. I've traveled a lot more often, more to different places. And I also am obviously Nigerian and Canadian. So sometimes going to different places a little bit is maybe a little bit more easier just because my parents have different culture and food and stuff. So the culture shock was there for both of us, but really maybe just the transition was easier. So Monica, that's an awesome question. And obviously Ashley is very structured in her things, and she likes to do those things. And I'm basically open. I'm like, I got a place to sleep. I can eat ramen noodles, and I'm all good. So the transition is definitely easier for me because she has higher standards than me, for sure.
Man, now I'm having flashback to eating ramen noodles every day.
Oh, no, and late at night.
Loved it. So how has it been finding a community and making friends as a couple in Korea?
You know what? It's pretty easy. It all depends on you. You know, everyone wants to meet, so depending on yourself. Because right when you get there, you go to orientation and you come with a group of people to Korea. So they arrive the same day. So right away, bam, you have people there. You go to dinner together and you can make connections because they're in the same boat as you, same day, same basically airport and everything. So right away in orientation, you talk and you ask people where they are, and then you create Facebook groups. There's many different outlets that you can go to. Here in a smaller city, we have about, I want to say 15.
maybe 12.
12 or 15 groups, and so people, foreigners in our group, and we all get along. Most of them are from South Africa, some people from the States, some people from England, and we're all different people. And it has been awesome. And on Wednesdays, we organize a soccer. So every Wednesday we play soccer together, regardless of the skill level, and we play against like my high school Korean students. And we call ourselves the Geochang Forerunners. So 4, then RUNNERS, Foreigners. So that's a squad name. So on Wednesday we unite, and after we go and we have some mechu, which is beer, and soju. I think you know that, and a lot of fried chicken places. So it's easy, and then we just play a lot of board games or just go out and have fun together. And honestly, it's been awesome. Easy to connect with people, for sure.
And often on Facebook, each city will have its own kind of foreigner page, so you can post on there, and that's how we got to like know some of the foreigners here.
Yeah.
Through that way. So.
In other cities too that you will go visit, that you know people. and definitely connect.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like going out with your friends on a Friday night for some chimek, for some chicken and beer.
Chimek.
It's like going to it's like a religion.
It is.
So how long do you think you will stay abroad teaching together?
Our first thing was, okay, we made a plan and we're doing the budget. We're doing the Gordon Ramsay budget plan. Okay, yeah, better than I deserve. So we plan to go for just 1 year, just because that's the goal. We're 31 years old and we just want to, pay off the debt and have experience. I love being abroad. The first 2 months, getting to realize all the different customs and things here was a little bit difficult. But now I'm like, man, not really missing home too much, because at home, you got your friends, they got their busy life. You don't see them. Most right now, sadly, you see them through FaceTime and you talk and people are just grinding. So I'm always thinking, okay, if I'm out of debt this year, what if I go another year, maybe learn the Korean language if I wanted to, and actually gain money for the future, then go back. So you get into that little thing like you just want to, you're enjoying it, so why stop? Or you can go to a different country and do something else. That's why starting up young would probably be more beneficial. But so I'm not sure yet. Right, Ashley?
I will definitely leave. We will definitely leave at the end of our contract, which is in April. We've been talking about maybe.
Sure. Yeah.
We've been talking about looking at some of the online teaching opportunities for when we go home, and then kind of just, being at home, seeing our friends and family for a few months, hopefully teaching online. This is my plan. And then maybe looking at another country. I think it would be cool. So we'll see. The more we're here, the more we're enjoying Korea. So 4 months ago, I would never entertain the thought of staying longer. And now, in the back of my head, I think, I really like Korea. Maybe it's a possibility. So we'll see.
You can travel to all of Asia. Like, we're going to go to the Philippines in January, and we're going to go to Vietnam in February. And you can go anywhere. It's awesome.
You guys caught the bug. It makes it much harder to leave than you first anticipated. That is true.
Yes, that's how it goes.
So what advice would you give to couples, friends, siblings, people that want to go abroad together?
Yeah. What advice? Be open. Be open. It all depends on your relationship. I think Ash and I even have a better relationship over abroad here, just because we don't have that distraction of that 9 to 5 at home, and we weren't getting anywhere into, once again, into our debt. We weren't getting too far into it, and we were just kind of overwhelmed and leaving all the things behind, the expectation, and all the struggles at home, and coming to a new country. It's like a fresh start. We got rid of a lot of extra baggage at home and selling our stuff, and I don't even remember what I have. So when I go home, I'm probably gonna throw everything and just start anew, So you're coming here, and it's just like you only have each other, technically, but you have other friends, but you have to really rely on each other. And honestly, you have a lot of time together. You're in the same situation. You're in the same job. You're making the same money. So there's no difference of who is better or what's going on here. So it's really just us working together, and it's been awesome. So have an open mind. There are times where one person may be struggling, so you got to make sure that you are there to rally them up and support them in anything they can do, as well as people in Korea love couples. So, when we walk the streets, it is like you are in Hollywood. They are coming up to you, and them guys are just touching and they're touching the muscle, and all of a sudden the guys are looking at her, and the girls are think they're so beautiful. And man, I'm like, back home, I'm not getting any looks. Over here, I am like, whoo! So that's why one reason I want to stay here, because it boosted up my morale, my confidence. I tell you this much. So it's pretty cool. So couples, be prepared for a lot of people asking questions, and it's not like they're staring at you in a disrespect. They're staring at you because they are fascinated and they're just very curious. And the people that will try the English will come and try to talk to you. And it's awesome. It is awesome that, they really appreciate you coming here and trying to help the young generation.
Beautiful. So that's a great transition into the next question. Are there any etiquette rules for couples in Korea that maybe you are unaware of? Like, is it unacceptable to hold hands or kiss in public? And this might be a bit of an inside Korean joke, but do you wear matching outfits like Korean couples?
It's my goal that one day we will, but yeah, not yet.
We gotta find a matching outfit. Oh, they wear the matching outfit. The shoes are the same, same thing, everything, and they wear it with pride. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. Because back home, you're getting somebody is gonna make fun of you or something. But yeah, they may wear their matching outfit and they love it. So etiquettes, no,
I don't think so. I mean, you have to be respectful, but if you're walking down the street holding hands,
they love it.
Yeah, it's nothing that anyone's going to comment on or think that that's inappropriate. Yeah.
The only thing I would say, it would be for women, like a lot of times you don't see any low cuts. So when you come here, yes, appropriately, like they have just everything covered and they don't really show too much. And that's basically kind of the only etiquette, just dress appropriately. But you can still be yourself. It's not like you're just saying you're not going to go there and show everything like in Canada or something.
Yeah.
So they're just more, and the thing is, they're very classy and it looks good. They got fashion here.
Yes.
They got fashion. Like girls are covered up, and I'm just like, man, this is beautiful. And sorry, X-nay on that thing. Sorry, cut, please. No. But yeah, that's the only etiquette you see here for sure. Yeah, pretty cool.
Awesome. So this is going to be our last question, guys. Do you know other couples that are teaching abroad in Korea, or are you the only ones in your circle of friends?
In our city, we are the only couple. We have met maybe one other.
Yeah, maybe one other couple.
Yeah, maybe two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that many people, but
They're usually married or older people. So it's usually the younger people are not really in the couple, but a lot of them are looking.
Yeah, they're looking.
They're jealous. They're like, oh, we just need someone it's getting cold, it's wintertime, so they're all saying that. I'm just like, yeah, I guess so, man. Like, it's all good. I'm telling them keep their freedom, but they're not listening to me. But yeah, one other thing I know we're about to cut off here before they have questions, but K-pop, if you don't know about it and you're coming to Korea, you better learn, okay? You better learn about the K-pop craze because it's real. And coming here, I had no idea, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get into it. And today I woke up to go to the gym at 6 a.m. And what do? I'm putting on that K-pop music and I'm jamming out. So K-pop is real, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I got my Migos, I got my K-pop music, so it's cool. It's cool.
That's hilarious. K-pop is how I used to bribe my students. So
Yeah.
You're right.
Yes.
It's just everywhere, and it is just ubiquitous. It is life.
Yeah.
So this has been really great, guys. Thank you very much, Tim and Ashley. You were very informative, very helpful, and good luck finishing out the rest of your contract. I have a feeling you might stay a little bit longer, but we'll see about that. And that should be it for us here from ITA. Thank you, everybody, for joining.
Awesome.